I want to talk about universal things that women, young women, girls, Muslim or not, go through. I want to address it from the Islamic approach because Islam has an answer to everything, even girls' problems. Firstly, I want to talk about self-image, insecurity. I think it's something that every girl has gone through at some point, noticed, felt, thought about. And it's easy to see girls, for example, beautiful hair, glowing skin, good grades, someone who just got engaged or in a really healthy relationship, someone who reads Arabic fluently or dresses really modestly, has her head straight, and it's easy for that to sting. It's easy for you to think, why don't I have that? Why not me? Why does she get to do it? Why is she better than me? Is she better than me? Next time you think about this, have that thought, I want you to use that jealousy or that feeling that you get, use it as a guiding post for what you actually want. Maybe you feel bitterness at her success. Think of it as you want to feel recognized, acknowledged. You feel envious of her marriage, you're craving stability, intimacy, to be chosen. You feel jealous of her beauty, her skin, whatever it is. Maybe it's you wanting to take better care of yourself and knowing that you can. So next time this happens, I want you to use this information to grow and develop yourself. I want you to set an intention, and I want you to make a dua. Before you make dua for yourself, I actually want you to make dua for that person who you're feeling jealous of. I want you, whether it's her success or her skin or her marriage or whatever, I want you to say, Allah bless her in her marriage. Allah increase in her beauty. Allah increase in her faith. Because what that does, and there's a hadith sahih about this, is that the angels will say, and you too. So imagine every time you make dua for someone else in a good sense, the angels will be making the same dua back to you. After you make this dua, I want you to work on yourself. I want you to set a goal and a plan, and I want you to execute on this dua. Next step may be romantic longing. Maybe you've never been married, want to be married, or you're divorced and want to marry again. Maybe you're in an unhealthy relationship, and I think that's another thing. Again, that's dua and striving and acting upon the dua. But for those who aren't married, I see so many young women and men so easily listing out a whole list of qualities that they would want in their ideal spouse. I think the thing that we forget is that marriage is a mirror. You reflect who you are. So many people will list out these ideal characteristics and then forget to ask themselves what their ideal spouse would want in their spouse. For example, a girl who says, it's a non-negotiable for me, my husband has to pray 5 times a day and read the Quran every single day, etc. And then she doesn't do that herself. You have to ask yourself, when that type of man want the same in his wife? For example, men who seek women in marriage who lowers her gaze, does not unnecessarily talk to the opposite gender, but then forget to look at their own actions and ask, what kind of man would that girl want? Don't you think that kind of girl would expect the same from her partner? So I want you to write down your ideal qualities, and I want you to become them. I want you to write the list of the ideal characteristics that you'd want in your spouse, and then I want you to reflect that back onto yourself and say, do you do the same? The last point I want to talk about is purpose anxiety, career pressure. We want to do the right thing. We want to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want to make halal income. We want to live a luxurious life. We want all these things. You want success, but you're scared of failing. You want a meaningful life, but you don't know how to get there. Here we have to remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I did not create jinns and humans except to worship me. Remember that worship is anything with the intention to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want you to align your goals with the intention to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether this career will be a halal income, it will sustain my family, or I can use this knowledge to raise leaders or benefit my community. I want you to do the work, set the intention, and let go of the timeline. That way you'll become a magnet for success. Of course, don't forget about dua. It's okay to be disappointed when things don't go your way. If you didn't get the acceptance letter from the university you wanted, or if you didn't get a call back from the interview you've been to, remember that closed door is not the employer, it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So have sabr, have beautiful patience in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His time plan, because it is so much better than what we could ever think of.